Alright guys, name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today guys we are talking the future of global Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle. And what I mean by that is a little bit of its future, as well as just sort of breaking down everything we can kind of expect over the course of the next few months. Now, a couple of things before we hop in. One, a huge shout out to the Dokkan subreddit, more specifically Z-Hall over in the Dokkan subreddit for a portion of what we're going to talk about here. A link to that will be down below. Secondly, a shout out to DBZ.space, aka Renzi, for having an amazing site that sort of keeps track of everything that's happened. Now, what I want to do today is, of course, first I'm going to do a timeline so that way we kind of have a better idea of when this stuff might drop. Secondly, huge disclaimer, no one outside of course, someone that works for Bandai has any idea when a lot of this stuff is going to drop, because the way they've released things on Global has been so weird. UI Goku released at such a weird time, Ultimate Gohan released at such a weird time. Honestly, the Angel Golden Frieza released a lot later than what he should have, so a lot of that stuff is definitely weird, but we'll try and put it in a timeline as best we can. So right now we know that we're at 1,000 days, right? We're at the 1,000-day celebration because the 1,000-day Goku, for someone who has logged in every single day since the initial launch of Dokkan on Global, which of course is July 7th, then they would be at 1,000 days and they would have a 1,000-day Goku available to them on March 30th. So March 30th is sort of the beginning of our timeline. Moving past that, we know that the Pan Honey Dokkan event is going to launch on the 1st. Moving past that, we know that the Intelligence Low-Class Warrior Raditz launches on April 5th. Moving past that, it looks like LR Bojack is going to launch on the 10th of the game, because the Bojack event comes back on the 10th of the game. You need the Bojack medals from that event to awaken him. And why would they bring that back, especially at this time, if they aren't going to launch LR Bojack, as well as the Easy A Broly, which this all sort of lines up with how this launched on the JP side of things, because in November, the Extreme Z Awakening for SSJ3 Goku launched. In December, the Extreme Z Awakening for the Broly launched. So that pretty well lines up, maybe a little bit closer on the global side of things than how it happened on the JP, but pretty close. Now, the one thing I know I'm going to get asked is UI Goku. We're going to get there. The second thing I know I'm going to get asked, when the freaking crap is the orb system going to be implemented? I hope by the time you watch this video. I'm recording this on the 27th. This video should be live on the 28th. I would love for this to be, and this, I'm kind of joking. It may be, I don't know. But it just needs to be in the game already. Like, it literally makes me not want to invest orbs into units because of how bad and archaic the old orb system feels to the new one, since the new one is how it should have been from the beginning anyway. So I have no idea when the orb system is going to happen. It should have pretty much been in the game by now. So who knows? But I'm definitely ready for it to be implemented, because seriously, it is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. Now, moving past that, the next thing that should happen is the SSJ3 Bardock event. One would imagine that that happens probably late April, early May. Probably late April, though. Hopefully late April. It's the last category lead until the year 3 anniversary that we got, because of course we got the heroes and villains after that. So one would think that it should be late-ish April, early-ish May. Moving past that, we then got the Tapion banner for Christmas, which of course included the LR SSJ3 Angel Goku, or not Angel, no, he was Angel. LR SSJ3 Goku, either way. Actually, he was not Angel. So anyways, LR SSJ3, I don't know why I got so hung up on that. And then the hypeness that was December in JP, because it was SSJ3 Bardock at the beginning. Midway through, we got the LR SSJ3 Goku and Tapion, and at the very end, we got Vegito Blue and Rose, which of course we know we're incredibly hyped. Seriously, December was insane for both versions, because in December on Global, we got physical SSJ3 Gotenks and the UI Goku, and then on JP, we got all those three that I just mentioned. So at this point, we should be somewhere towards the end of May, early June, right? This is the timeline. Then, if you guys were on JP, nothing happened from the time that we got the Vegito Blue and Rose until year 3 happened. Year 3 happens on January 29th on JP. Year 3 happens on July 7th on Global. So if you would expect that the Rose and the Vegito Blue launches at either late May, early June, that still gives you that whole month of nothing going on. My suggestion here to Global would be, or to Bandai on Global, would be to release the UI Goku Dokkan Awaken. Now the thing about it is, the reason why it didn't release any earlier than it did on JP was obviously they were trying to make it coincide with the launch of the episode when that happened, and especially since he had the Mastered UI Goku mechanic in it, they could have easily just milked that, awakened the UI Goku that we had, it'd been a base form UI Goku, and then they release a whole new unit that is Mastered UI Goku. And of course, I'm not even going to hold my breath here on this, because we know eventually we're going to get a Mastered UI Goku, probably base sort of card that Dokkan Awakens as well. That's only an inevitable thing that will happen. You just know it will. Hopefully it can coincide with the current one you know, to an extent of like it's not so overpowered that it makes the current one sort of irrelevant or whatever. But it would be great if they would actually release this in the middle of the heroes and villains meta into the LR Goku and Vegeta as part of year 3. It'd be great if that happens between then, but more realistically, year 3 will happen on July 7th. Will give us the EZA, Kid Gohan, the LR Goku, and Vegeta, and then sometime late July, mid-August, UI Goku launches. But again, they're not trying to coincide with a sort of Dragon Ball Super episode release, so it really should happen a little bit before that. So that's sort of the timeline that we're at right now. If we get to that point, Jiren, the only issue, of course, is the Jiren releasing, but again, that was all to go with Dragon Ball Super's timeline. So at that point, we would be caught up, right? Year 3 would happen, and UI Goku and Jiren would be in the game, and we're pretty much caught up. And so that's kind of sort of the timeline we're working with. But let's take a step back really quick, and let's talk a couple things. First off, the EZA on Broly just looks like it's going to happen. The reason why is because there are 1,000 day celebration missions that have been implemented, and we can see one of them is performing an Extreme Z Awakening, which rewards 3 stones, and Z Hall here puts this heavily implies that Broly's EZA is coming. And that would look to happen on the 9th, because the first part of the 1,000 day celebration will start on the 30th of March. That ends on the 9th, and then on the 9th of April, it then begins part 2, which would seem to be EZA Broly and possibly LR Bojack, which would be pretty awesome. LR Bojack is a super underrated unit and everything else. Moving past that, the last category Dokkan Fest unit that we've had up until year 3 was SSJ3 Bardock. I've seen a lot of people saying he won't release because he is a Dragon Ball Super character, or it's not Dragon Ball Super, but you know, the card game Dragon Ball Heroes character. But guys, he was in Xenoverse 2. I've seen a lot of people saying this about SSJ3 Broly. Again, that form was in Raging Blast, so I don't think they would put such a hype unit on a Dokkan Festival banner and not release him on the global side of things. Yes, Dragon Ball Heroes characters like SSJ3 Gohan, SSJ3 Trunks, those are definitely Japan exclusive characters unless they decide to sort of bring Dragon Ball Heroes over to the West, which I've seen rumors of them possibly doing this soon. I don't know why they wouldn't, just make them more money, because I would totally buy Dragon Ball Heroes cards if it was localized over here. But anyway, that character is going to totally release, and that would look to be, like I said, at the end of April. So what also happened with that is Intelligent Angel Golden Frieza came back on that banner, and the span of time between how it happened on JP as to how it's happening in global would imply that they should still include that when it comes out on the global side of things. Now, where we are currently at in JP is incredibly dry. So hopefully this global, all this stuff they're talking about here, sort of gives life to Dokkan Battle for a little bit, and sort of global takes over for maybe a little bit as to bringing content to someone who wants to play Dokkan Battle as myself. Anyways, moving past that into the actual year 3 discussion, because Heroes and stuff happens, Tapion happens, LRSJ3 Goku, all that stuff is hype, but year 3 brought a lot of stuff, guys. Year 3 brought a ton of stuff, and a ton of awesome stuff for free-to-play players. Again, LR Goku's release, LR Goku and Vegeta's release, one for LR Vegeta, one for LR Gogeta. And then we got that EZA for the Kid Gohan. The EZA Kid Gohan being able to 100% him similar to Goku Jr. and Bulma for free is awesome. Being able to level him up all the way to 140. His EZA not being so difficult that you need pay-to-play characters to do it. You could actually do it with a completely free-to-play team, such as the Ginyu Force, which is part 2 of the year 3 celebration. That doesn't happen. That wouldn't happen until like mid to late July. But the EZA Gohan mixed with those guys, because those guys fit into the Namek category, which the EZA Gohan is the leader for, makes things so awesome. I made a video saying it's one of the best things that happened in Dokkan Battle, and I still stand by that to this day. And the LR Ginyu Force, which a lot of you guys have asked me about that as well, should happen somewhere in mid-July. Now, that stuff probably won't change. For some stupid reason, we can't just let Global catch up to JP because they want to stick to this anniversary dates. I don't know why that matters so much. It would be cool to see them do the UI Goku Jiren thing in the middle of that sort of really, really dry period. January was an incredibly dry period for Dokkan Battle. Dokkan Battle this year on JP has been a bit dry, just because it's been huge hype to then huge lows, right? So a huge hype spike for the LRs, then back to low, right? So I don't know how they will handle that pace on global, if they'll just let it happen the same way. I hope they don't do that, because it would not, I don't know, it just wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. I mean, we all play this game day in and day out, or a lot of us do, I still assume. And so it'd be kind of cool if they help the pacing a little bit. Now, when it comes to JP, I want to make a whole nother discussion video over this, but JP right now is in a weird spot. a lot of cool stuff has happened. Dokkan Battlefield 2.0, that was sort of released with mixed reviews, but for me, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Of course, I have a lot of units, so I of course would. But Dokkan Battlefield 2.0, I'm gonna let you guys will ask about that too. Should happen like late July, early August if they do not put it as part of year 3, and they very well could, but they probably won't because again, the whole pacing thing. Anyways, there you go. That's sort of the timeline. That's sort of what we're looking at as the future of global. The next 2.5, 3 months are going to be incredibly hyped. If they do the same thing they're doing with the JP, then we'll have that weird period of like 3 to 4 weeks of like nothing happening, and it's just like why? So hopefully they do the UI Goku thing in between there. Hopefully they pace themselves better, and we don't end up where we're at right now. We're just kind of waiting on Turles to release, and I have some pretty cool videos in mind. But it's still like, as far as just not watching YouTube videos, like as far as doing things in game right now, it's like logging and getting orbs, and there's not a whole lot else to do right now on the JP side of things. So I have to wait. We'll have to see what they do with the upcoming months in JP. And that will also affect, of course, the upcoming months in global. But there you go. That's the global breakdown. That's the future of global as of right now, as we see it. That'll pretty much get us caught up once we get to Jiren and UI Goku. And again, a lot of stuff happening on global for the next like at least about 2 months, which is pretty exciting. And then after that, it's gonna be possibly dry until we get to year 3. So anyways, guys, if you're new to the channel, you enjoyed what you saw today, consider going down there, subscribing, and joining the hashtag NanoFam today. Consider slapping a like on today's video. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about UI Goku. You guys have been asking about the Guinea Force stuff, all that. Those are kind of sort of the guesstimate dates of them. Could be mid-June, could be mid-August. No way to really know at this time, since they released UI Goku so weird and out of whack. So anyways, guys, have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix sign off, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.